Hello. Hello. Went to the gym today. It was all right. Uh, Gym, what a normie. Yeah. Yep. I try to be something else, but I guess I'm just a normie. I've slipped back into normiehood. You really do feel like you're a normie when you're in a gym. Just kind of nothing more normie than just running on a treadmill. Like, what the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing, bro? Like, honestly, what the hell am I doing? Like, I never seem to lose any weight. I should just sit around and just eat, you know? Um, yeah, it was all right. I did like 3 miles on the treadmill. I was listening to like Winter Sun or Fallujah or something, and then I did some bench, did some dumbbell presses, incline, and overhead. There were some hot chicks in the gym, but what are you gonna do? It's almost like it's almost like women are just for show now, you know? It's almost like they're just for show. Like we'll get used to just we'll just get used to just going everywhere and just women being around, just crazy hot women. And like they're probably gonna start walking around in thongs eventually. They'll just do away with the yoga pants and just like bras. They'll just start walking around in lingerie everywhere. And all those dudes are just gonna be like still running on the treadmill, still listening to Gojira, just not looking at them, you know? Just yeah, seems about right. They're just gonna be there, man. They're gonna be in the mall. They're gonna be in the lingerie in the mall. They're gonna be just walking outside, just in lingerie and thongs and just you know, they're just for show. They're just kind of there, super hot, but you can't. They're just off limits. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. You just can't. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna go talk to them? Yeah, right. You're gonna get your head eaten off. Want your head eaten? You want to be eaten? Do you want to be eaten, bro? You want to be digested? I had an interesting thought today in the gym. Yeah, nude gym. For some reason, I always read Alla's messages because her name is blue and everybody else's is white. Don't think that I like Alla more than all of you. It's just that her name is blue, so she just pops out because she's a mod. Because she's the managing mod. If it is a she. If Alla is a she. But anyway, the thought that I had was, if women are now the more desired sex, well, they always have been really, but now especially with social media, they have their pick. They're drowning in choice. They're literally drowning, suffocating in choice. I mean, literally. They might be dying. They might be dying of choice. They might be dying of options. Like literally. I'm not even playing. They might actually be dying of choice, bro. Um, but if they have the options and all us men, our value is just plummeting by the day. The more online we all are. And you know, we're kind of all impotent too because we're all watching porn all the time, and you know, it's just kind of a weird thing where we can all get hard with porn, but we can't get hard with real women. You know, they just become, it's so weird. They're just becoming like real women are just becoming like just a thing, you know? It's like an animal. It's like an animal in a zoo. You just, you know, not to approach them. Don't get too close. And you just kind of look at them from afar and just kind of, yeah. Yeah, watch videos on you all the time, you know? I've seen you devour people in the Sahara. I've seen you devour people on the Serengeti. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Um, but anyway, if they are the most desired sex, then I think they should choose us. They should start approaching us. It might be weird. I think women should start approaching us because, you know, they have their pick. They have so many options. So why are we gonna you, just by approaching you, I think I'm just fucked, you know? I think I'm just fucked. Just start approaching us. They should just start approaching us, man. That way we know, you know. All us men will just we'll just start reading books and just start lifting weights and start focusing on ourselves and just never talk to them, never approach them, and then if one ever approaches you and says, "Yeah, you," then you pop right up, you give them a salute, and you say, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." You know, it's just this weird thing. Let me not get too black pill, bro. It's too much. Oh man, kind of feel like an idiot at the moment. I don't feel at my best at the moment. I feel like I'm just not making sense, you know? There's certain moments where you're talking about things and you just haven't really fleshed out the idea entirely. So it's kind of where I'm at right now with this. Whatever I just said is just kind of nonsense. It doesn't really make sense. Kind of does a little bit. Not really. Everybody's kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about, Marshall? I don't know, man. No. You know, what do you want? What do you want? What are our thoughts today? Do you guys have thoughts? Any thoughts at all? Isaiah is saying something about Andrew Tate. And then user says, be careful with Tate. I know you're a young buck, so I'm trying to look out for you, little bro. I saw the Sneeko, Myron, Clavicular, Fuentes meetup. They're all a little off, to be honest. Yeah. User looking out for the boys in the chat, apparently. Our savior. Yeah, don't get into Tate, man. It's dangerous. Danger. Danger, Isaiah. Danger. Oh no. Can we just start our own society? Sure. Sure, why not? And then start a war. Adam says, I'm a roach. Never approach a roach. Interesting. Interesting. He also says, I think us guys should buy wigs and have sleepovers. Adam, you're, those are your thoughts, huh? Those are your thoughts. Maybe I regret asking if you guys have thoughts. Oh, that's cute. Marshall thinks we're here to actually listen to what he's saying. I don't. I know that you all are here just to talk to each other. I am a vessel, a medium for an entirely different ecosystem that I'm not really part of. I feel like you all are closer to each other than you are to me. I feel left out. I'm just a platform on which you can all get to know each other. And I'm just kind of background noise. I'm elevator music. What I say. Not really important. Marsh, have you ever played Halo? I have when I was a kid. What would you do with $1 million? I would move to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Probably like, I don't know. Thoughts on the No Kings protests? I mean, they're getting a lot of people. I've seen thousands of them out here in the DC area last Saturday or on Saturday. They were really killing it, man. Killing it. Tons of them, man. Tons. They're all over the overpasses on the freeway and they're all over the streets and just crazy. They're probably all going to kill us one day. So they're probably the new Nazis. Wouldn't that be ironic? There was something that I just read in 1984 where it was like you don't take power to benefit the masses. Like you don't try to gain like overthrow power and become the leader or the leaders, right? You don't start a revolution in order to benefit the masses. You do it just strictly for power. If you try to gain power, it's strictly for power itself. Kind of agree. I'm in the part in 1984 where Winston's getting tortured mercilessly by O'Brien. I'm not spoiling it for you guys, but never explain yourself to women. Never explain yourself to women. Says a thought, a head form, origin F1. I don't know what that means, bro. I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to be more specific. I'm not going to work to figure out what you mean. That is my right. Isaiah, you're here to listen to Rush? Well, I'm sorry, I don't. This is the wrong stream. There will be no Rush being played. Mitsamits asks, do you think you could handle mainstream fame? Like Jay Bieber? I don't know if Justin Bieber is really the quintessential example of handling mainstream fame. I would say he's actually quite a bad example for that, but yeah, I would probably handle it similar to Justin Bieber. Probably get taken advantage of and become a drug addict and become used by the woman who's with me and just kind of gutted for all I was worth and turned into a husk for other people's benefit, and just kind of mined like an endless natural resource. You know, you get what the fuck I'm saying. But I feel bad for Jay Beebs. It's rough. It's a rough one. Do you want to know the ending to 1984? No. No, I don't really, but I can't stop you from spoiling it. So if you spoil it, then I'm just kind of fucked, I guess. He's gonna love the ending. Oh, you think I'm gonna love the ending, huh? Well, it's strange, man. It's just strange. This is not the way I thought the book was gonna go. I didn't think that it was gonna be a love story for like half the book, and now it's gonna be torture session for the other half of the book. It's just strange. He just gave up Julia. He just betrayed her because O'Brien was going to use the rats on him. And he said, no, put the rats on her. Room 101. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I got all the time in the world now. I probably shouldn't say this out loud because YouTube is listening, because the powers that be are listening, because you all are listening. And once I say what I'm about to say, the viewership will drop to 0, and nobody will ever watch a video ever again on my channel. And I'll be forced to go back into servitude of the state, slaving away. But I have officially left my job. Yesterday was my last day. YouTube, let me have this. Everyone, let me have this. Let me have it. So, you know, I'm just going to try to make this whole thing work. I'm going to try to be a friend to everybody. You know, I'm going to try to build a community, I guess is what we're doing here. Is that what we're doing here? We're building a community. That's what people say, right? I'm going to try to read a lot this summer. I'm going to try to enjoy the summer. I'm going to try to read a lot, work out. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm going to work out, but it's just going to be torture. Going to read a lot. Going to try to get smarter. Going to try to bring you guys more value. Because I think, you know, I need to bring you guys more value. Sometimes I just feel too stupid to be talking about what I'm talking about, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to read a lot. I'm going to chill. And just be live streaming like constantly and just be making videos, just pumping them out. Hopefully it works out. What else? What else? What else are people saying? Anyways, let's watch the interview is what somebody said, Victor. Yeah, we probably should before I spend all my energy before it. How you gonna make enough money? I don't know, dog. I don't know, man. I'm just winging it, son. I'm just winging it, cuh. Mitz says your presence alone is value. I like that. I like that. That's more like it. Talk yo shit, unk. Says esoteric. Reading is going to pay the bills, Marshall? Yeah, I'm going to show you, Victor. Victor Cavallo, you need to believe. You need to believe in me. I'm going to show you that reading is going to pay the bills. Okay? Okay, Victor. Never explain yourself to women sends a €5 and says, just use Google. A head form origin F1. I'm a bit surprised you haven't seen it yet. I feel like you've sent me this many, many times. And, he's just so persistent, isn't he? Head form origin F1. Huh. Humanoid robot. Robot, huh? The origin F1 is a humanoid robot head designed for hyper-realistic face-to-face AI interaction. All right. Let me know when these things are indistinguishable from real people. Then I'll be interested. Right now it's just a head. I don't really care about a head. I can't fuck a head. You know what I mean? Kirk Caldwell sends $5. Says, cheers for escaping wage slavery. Swing through. Go Annapolis. I think you meant swing through to Annapolis, maybe, but. So that's where you are, huh, Kirk? You're in Annapolis. Are you at the Naval Academy? Thank you for congratulating me. I appreciate it. Feels good. Hopefully it lasts. Hopefully I can make it work. If not, whatever. Your boy tried. All you can do is try in life. Okay? That's all you can do. Will it work out? I don't know. You got to try, right? If you haven't tried, you haven't lived. That's a quote from, I think it was Meet Joe Black. It's a good movie, by the way. All right, you guys want to watch this? You want to watch Clavicular here? Let's watch Clavicular. I've never watched anything of him. Literally nothing about Clavicular. So this will be interesting. I mean, maybe. I don't know if it'll be interesting. Maybe I'll be bored. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see what he says and what he's kind of about. And yeah. Are we ready?
The word incel has been largely misused, so let's clarify what that actually is.
So you think that even if someone had every word of the Neil Strauss book, The Game, memorized, and they were like super busted, they could approach a Stacy and get totally...
Blood hard, like brutalized almost. Like women are brutal as fuck these days. I was talking about this on my stream the other day. Say you were to do like a bowling date with a girl and you weren't streaming it, like... That's just the most ridiculous.
Well, what about like connecting with her because like you like her or something like that? You know, like maybe you want to start a family.
But where's the ROI in that?
What's that?
Return on investment. What's the value there? I mean,
in engaging with people in real life?
Yeah, I mean, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say.
What do you mean?
Like, most people are extremely jester. If you want to be completely disingenuous, that's fine with me. I guess there's just no point to continue.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Braden Peters, known online as Clavicular, Clav for short. A 20-year-old from Hoboken, New Jersey, currently living and trapping content out of a rented mansion in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The property has been converted to a 24/7, fully staffed live streaming studio for Clav's particular brand of content, which focuses on partying and also helping young men, particularly in Gen Alpha and early Gen Z, look sexy as fuck and ascend by engaging in looksmaxxing activities like facial surgery, limb lengthening, Botox, peptide use, and steroid injection, all with the goal of raising their SMV, sexual market value, in a way that will lead to more ascension and life success. Across mainstream platforms, he has over 1 million followers and over 170,000 recurring viewers on the live streaming platform Kick. I don't want to spoil it too much though. Let's get into the interview. All right, thanks so much for making the time, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, sorry.
How's it going?
You
How
know,
you
we're
doing, man?
getting started. How are you?
I'm good. So for those who don't know, can you tell us your name and kind of what you do?
I am Clavicular. I do live streaming. I hop on a variety of podcasts to talk about sort of my philosophy on why looks are arguably one of the most important things in terms of your success in life.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, what I basically mean is every single trait of yours is going to be perceived differently according to your looks level, right? So if you're super caged in and shy, but you're good looking, that will be perceived a lot different rather than if you were, you know, an acne-ridden, balding jester and you stay inside all day. People will call you a recluse, they'll call you weird, whatever. So even though the actions are the complete same. So that's what I'm talking about here.
And what's the exact equation for measuring like aesthetic value?
So there's a lot of different ratios that go into it to calculate someone's overall facial harmony score. So for example, that could be the width of your eyes relative to the width of your cheekbones, would be your eye separation ratio, or your mid-face ratio, for example. And then you're gonna take all these measurements and calculate them into a final percentage harmony score.
And who has the highest score right now living?
I believe it's Matt Bomer.
What in particular about Matt's face gives him that high score?
It's not one particular thing because it's a calculation of a lot of different measurements.
Well, congrats on the big viewership and stuff like that.
Thank you.
It's kind of cool to see the mechanics of algorithmic takeover here.
I appreciate that.
I read less than a year ago you were a line cook.
That's right. Well, it was just one of my many roles at a restaurant I worked at.
What made you kind of want to jump into creating content?
I had already been kind of posting my Looksmaxxing, routine and the protocols I was doing for a good amount of time on TikTok, not really taking it too seriously, and I was posting on online forums. So I was sort of like a well-known name in a really small, tight-knit community. And then I kind of took it a little bit more serious because people were asking me like, how do you do this? What was your experience like with this, peptide, whatever? And it started to get a lot of traction very early on. So I just continued with it and we're here now.
So going back to like the early days, you were born in 2005, right?
That's right.
How would you describe your like childhood? Was it fun?
Pretty normal, I'd say.
Your social experience in school though, how was that?
I mean, what age range are we talking about?
I guess like right around 13, 14 is what I'm thinking.
Well, that would have been during the pandemic. So I was in online school.
Oh shit. How do you think that being in online school transformed your experience during that time?
Well, obviously you're not interacting with anyone. So You're just like Ladaring.
But I mean, was that the time window that you sort of fell into the Looksmaxxing community?
Around that time, actually, yeah.
What do you think?
Right at the tail end of the pandemic, actually.
What do you think like initially appealed to you about it?
Well, it just seemed like when I first started lifting and then I got really into, pharmacology and steroid usage, I was like, this is like literally a video game cheat code is what it almost feels like. And it seemed like so ridiculous to try to play the game fair when I had access to all these things.
What was the first kind of thing that you tried out? Was
Test.
Test. How do you get that stuff?
No comment.
But it's technically illegal in the US, right? But other countries have like more lax regulations.
No, it's prescription only.
Okay. And how did that affect your like looks immediately? Like when you mix that with a bit of lifting?
Wait, what? How do you get that stuff? No comment. And then he said it's prescription only, so why can't you? If it's prescription, what do you... I get it from my doctor? Why does he say no comment? What? Why does he say no comment? Anal Thunder, back at it again. Back at it again with the white bands. Anal Thunder loves this long-form live content. Keep up the Sigma male grind set. It won't even let me say my name on here. I have to use a capital I. That's too good. Too good. Nothing, man, everything's garbage. Everything's ruined. You can't even say anal. You can't even say anal in the chat. on YouTube, man. What is the world coming to? Anal Thunder can't even say his name, man. What's the world coming to, man? Yeah, appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the support. Glad you like it. Let's get back to this. Can't believe he said. So weird.
Test. How do you get that stuff?
No comment.
How do you get test? No comment.
But it's like, it's technically illegal in the US, right? But other countries have like more lax regulations.
No, it's prescription only.
It's prescription only. Well, I think it's both, right? So I think you can get it prescribed by a doctor for sure, or you can get it legally through the black market, is what they say, online or in person, through dealers, people that you know. So, yeah, it's a little weird. He said no comment, but then he said it's prescription only. Well, it's not prescription only, but if it is prescription only, then why would you say no comment? Did Andrew not press on that at all?
Okay. And how did that affect your like looks immediately? Like when you mix that with a bit of
Okay. Come on, bro. Come on. Don't you do this for a living?
lifting?
I started to blow up quite quickly in terms of the amount of muscle mass I had, but I descended because I was lifting in a huge caloric surplus. So I turned into kind of like a blob sack. So, I mean, I definitely looks minned from taking tests and just bulking, but it wasn't the test. It was just like prioritizing physique and mass over leanness and angularity.
And you were already creating content like right off the bat when you found this stuff, or did that come a bit later?
I actually sort of was around, I started kind of documenting.
No doctor would prescribe him, probably. That's why. Yeah, probably. Like, bro, you're 20 years old. How old is Clavicular? I don't even know how old this kid is.
Clavicular.
Age. 20. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's 20 years old. So, yeah, any doctor's going to be like, dude, you're good. You're good. You literally have, your testosterone is at max right now.
A lot of what I was doing on forums, and actually have like a few YouTube videos.
Yeah, what's Looksmaxxing? What's Looksmaxxing? I didn't even know if I had misheard that, but I thought he said Looksmaxxing, and I was like, what is that?
Like kind of going over my experience that people dug up from years prior about like various different cycles I had done. But yeah, so I've been doing content for a little while, but none of it was serious. I never intended to monetize it or have a career made out of it.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is not an advertisement, by the way, but did you hear that about a year ago, we bought back our old show, All Gas, No Brakes, remember, from 2019?
What the hell? I don't give a
You guys on
shit.
the road. Again, tickets are on sale right now at www.
DIY stuff was what blew up because a lot of people were too scared to try it themselves, like doing injectable fat dissolvers and stuff. I would post it on YouTube, and people thought it was crazy. They thought it was interesting. So that kind of gave me a lot of clout within like the tight-knit Looksmaxxing community. But in terms of like mainstream success and things like TikTok or whatever, a lot of what led to my blow up was like a segment I did calling out copes, right? Because in early 2025, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember, there was just like a lot of ridiculous methods kind of being put out there for Looksmaxxing that really didn't make fucking sense at all.
Like, what's the stupidest method that you saw where you were like, no way?
Oh, dude, there was this one where it was like jumping to get taller.
What do you?
It's like called like Masai jump. Fuck, I don't even remember, but it was.
Oh yeah, that's how I got to 6'2". I'm a side maxed.
It was really retarded.
I spent years jumping, bro. You guys have no idea how much jumping I did to get me to this point.
So
If you guys aren't jumping, you guys are fucking idiots.
kind of just said to the one guy who's kind of pushing it, like, dude, like this is clearly cope, this is ridiculous, and you know it. And that kind of gave me a lot of clout, like exposing jesters, I'd say.
He's such a fucking, he's a Gen Zer, right? He's such a Gen Zer. He's just classic. Jesters, clout. Exposing jesters gave me a lot of clout. Exposing jesters.
So a jester is not just someone who's funny. It's somebody who, what?
Well, it could be used in like a lot of contexts, but I mean, like, it is kind of gesturing a little bit because the methods are like so ridiculous. You're like fucking, you know, bouncing around, like trying to get taller. Like,
Is it consecutive jumping, like bunny hops for hours?
I honestly couldn't tell you the exact protocol.
Yeah, bunny hops for hours is what it is. Yeah. Bunny hops for hours is what I used to call it. Yeah.
For what people were doing back then, but I just know I had something to do.
I look shorter than 6'2" somehow. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. You've only really ever seen basically my chest up, so I guess I could see how it seems like I'm shorter than 6'2".
With trying to apply Wolf's Law to like vertical height, and like that doesn't make any sense at all.
The first
What's mewing?
thing that caught my eye was the bone smashing.
Can you guys inform me what mewing is?
Okay.
Because I
A
was
lot of
like
people are
worried about
interested
you.
about.
Because I saw some people responding saying like, oh, in time, one day you're going to have like jaw issues. Do you think that's bullshit?
Yeah, because I don't even bone smash my jaw.
Oh, okay, my bad. How does it work?
Cheekbones. And it's just like,
He took such offense to that. He took such offense to that. He's like, bro, I don't even bone smash my jaw. He was like, he literally thought Andrew was like retarded for even that. Like, no, I don't bone smash my jaw. He like took such offense to that. It's my cheekbones, bro. It's my cheekbones. No.
like, it's so silly that people want to talk about bone smash. I think it's just because it's like you.
Mewing is changing your face structure with your tongue. Mewing is pushing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. It actually works to exercise your face muscles. Do you push? How do you push your tongue? Is it like you just push with the point of your tongue up? Am I mewing? Can you tell if I'm mewing? If my mouth is closed, can you tell if I'm mewing? Am I mewing right now? Or am I not? How about now? Can you tell? Unless you start in your early teens, it will not change the developed face. Interesting. Damn it, so I'm late, huh? Fuck. Damn it. Mewing just gave me a lot of hope, but now I guess I thought maybe that'd be the way I could get women. I have a great jawline. I think my jawline's pretty mid, to be honest. I'm looksminging. Mewing. Mewing. Dude, just push your tongue to where it's flat against the roof of your mouth. Exercise your neck and jaw muscles for peak looksmaxxing. My throat moves a bit so you guys can tell, huh? You just need a lean Max Marshall. Yeah, tell me about it.
Hear it and
That's
it's so
actually
crazy,
facts.
but that's not even really like one of the main things that I would, you know, advocate for or promote, or that really give people the most results. It's one of the methods that I talk about, but it's just what gets brought up the most frequently in interviews. If you ask me seriously, I mean, what's the best way to look max? I would tell you about leanness. I wouldn't tell you about bone smashing.
Gotcha.
Fuck. Damn it.
So staying low weight.
Yeah, staying extremely low body fat.
And what are some of the easiest ways to do that besides just creating a caloric deficit?
Well, being in a GLP-1 will help you maintain that deficit a lot easier, right? Because it's going to deal with a lot of your hunger signaling. So throughout the day, when you're on a cut and trying to maintain your deficit, you're not just going to be constantly thinking about food. So that's really helpful.
What do you think about Ozempic?
That is a GLP-1 agonist. That's what we're talking about. It works by just agonizing the one receptor, unlike Reta and tirzepatide, which hit multiple receptors. So this just slows kind of your gastric emptying and like almost nauseates you in a way so that you are unable to eat through that. But Reta is a little bit more like, you know, meticulous, I guess you can call it.
So if I'm 202 right now and I want to be 185, what's the fastest way to get there in 30 days?
Well, the fastest way is to be eating as little food as possible.
Just straight up starve yourself.
Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend that you do that.
What do you
It's a
think is the
marathon.
ideal?
Andrew, what is that question? What's the quickest way to lose weight? Well, it's to starve. Yeah, of course it's to starve yourself, bro. The quickest way? Yeah.
Sprint.
Caloric ingestion amount per day.
Like 300 to 500 calorie deficit. I don't really think going beyond that is advisable ever, especially if you're someone who's going through puberty. Like if you're restricting your micro and macronutrient intake during that critical developmental period, you're doing yourself a huge disservice.
Imagine being able to build an app with
God. Fucking ads. I haven't gotten what Isaiah recommended. What was it?
Period. That's
Correct.
also like right around the time that you got
Brave.
into all these communities.
Right.
How was that experience for you? Because it's a strange experience as like a young dude to go from being basically like a kid to a little baby man.
Well, you have the most control over your body while all those growth pathways are still open, right? So your growth plates remain unfused. So you can really do a lot with something like an aromatase inhibitor to prevent this process. No, well, not prevent, slow it down as much as possible. Because estrogen is actually what causes you to stop growing. That's why boys are taller than girls, right? So we're blocking our testosterone from converting into estradiol, and that allows us to have that longer growth period. And you could combine that with other mechanisms like taking HGH,
I honestly have tuned out. I just
and you'll get a lot taller than you otherwise would.
Are you concerned about any adverse health effects?
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, if you go about like an HGH improperly, you could deal with, potentially, becoming diabetic, right? So if you're pinning GH and then spamming a shit ton of carbs, that's horrible for your blood glucose levels. Or if you're taking a huge amount of aromatase inhibitors, that could lead to ED, that could potentially be neurotoxic, give you mood swings. So yeah, you really need to be extremely well researched when doing this stuff. That's why I'm like very careful
Did he say he takes meth? Did I miss that part? Does he take meth?
about when I talk about these kind of things, because I want to be as comprehensive as possible
Yeah.
to not leave any nuance on the table and try to clarify as much as possible.
Right, because you don't want to mince words, then someone gets hurt or something.
Because
like
if
that.
someone asks you, how do I get taller? And you just tell them, oh, take HGH and an aromatase inhibitor. They go out and do that, and then they don't know about, the thing about carbohydrates, and they don't know that they could have these issues with flatlining their E with their mood and their libido. They could really cause themselves a good amount of harm. You have to explain every single thing. You have to make sure the person truly knows what they're doing before they decide to indulge on it.
Dude, the Vikings are crying in their graves right now, bruh. The Romans are like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell happened to us, bruh? The Romans didn't care about any of this shit. They didn't have any of this shit, bro. Nor did the Vikings, nor did the Mongols, nor did the Huns, the Scythians. Oh, God. The Carthaginians. I'm going to start dropping. I'm going to start flexing with all these great armies. The Assyrians. They would have wrecked this guy. They probably would have sacrificed him. Would have been like, you're weak. He would have been sacrificed immediately. As soon as you started saying some shit like this, it was just like, yeah, fucking chop his head off.
Any of these pharmaceuticals. So I would say, in a funny way, like a lot more people will actually end up detrimenting themselves because people these days are lazy. They don't want to research. They don't want to actually do things properly, you know, take the steps that are actually necessary to have success.
Yeah.
So it's really just about that.
I think people are scared to make friends now too. Screen time's at an all-time high. People aren't really going out. Community's kind of in collapse. Less people have real friends.
I don't know the relevance of that.
What do you mean?
What's the relevance? It's really just about that.
I think people are scared to make friends now too. Screen time's at an all-time high. People aren't really going out. Community's kind of in collapse. Less people have real friends.
I don't know the relevance of that.
What do you mean?
What's the relevance of that? It's like
What's kind of what you were just talking about?
not at all.
Wanting to ascend and finding your place in the world. SMV.
I was just
Engaging
talking
with
about
the world.
pharmacology.
Oh yeah, but I'm kind of getting into your goal is to help people ascend, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, what's the value there? I mean,
And engaging with people in real life.
yeah, I mean, there's really not that many people that are worth interacting with, I would say.
What do you mean?
Like, most people are extremely jester,
Like they're funny or like they're just like,
just have completely misprioritized lives. I would say the average person that you meet who's like an enjoyer of sports, who drinks beer, for example, you know, let's go have a beer at the pub and watch Sunday football. Like, that's the worst thing that you could do. Like, you should be on PubMed reading various different studies.
What? What? I need to be on PubMed. I need to be on PubMed reading studies, bro. What? Can't believe this guy's real. Oh my god.
Sports, who drinks beer, for example,
or like they're just like,
just have completely misprioritized lives. I would say the average person that you meet
Guys,
who's
what are you doing in my chat? You know you should be on PubMed right now reading various studies. What are you doing? Guys, quit typing. Quit typing. Quit typing. And there should be no viewers on this. What are you guys doing? You should be on PubMed reading various studies. I'm going to end this stream right now because I have to go to PubMed and I got to read various studies. Holy shit.
an enjoyer of sports, who drinks beer, for example, you know, let's go have a beer at the pub and watch Sunday football. Like, that's the worst thing that you could do. Like,
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing you could do. That's the worst thing. If you like sports and you go to the bar and you have a beer, that is the worst thing you could do. Damn. Holy shit. This is a future, huh? Man, Clavicular, man. I don't know what's going to come of this guy. I don't know what's going to become of him. It'll be interesting to see his trajectory in life. See if he just doubles down on this, just like further and further and further, and becomes some like, just some cyborg that's like sexless and just like, you know, just like jerks off to himself in the mirror all day. Like, his whole life is centered around how attractive he is, and he has no time for like anything else. He doesn't have time for women. You know, because that's, if you spend time with women, you might be losing time of like looking at PubMed and studying various studies, obviously, and then you might be getting less attractive. You know, you could be bone smashing your cheekbones or mewing, but you're with a woman right now and you're just at some baseball game And that's literally the worst thing you could do. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. He'll be dead by 30. Jesus. Do you think he named himself Clavicular? Or do we think everybody else named him Clavicular? I wonder how he got with that. I wonder how he got that name.
You should be on PubMed reading.
Yeah, I wonder how he's going to look when he's 33. When he's my
various
age.
different studies on how you could Looksmaxx.
You don't think there's any value in like social interactions with people?
I wouldn't say people in general. I'd say that there's certain people that you could certainly learn from, but the average
People are just tools to learn things from.
person that you encounter is literally like lidaring, watching like a
Lidaring. I mean, he's not totally wrong. Like, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying, but Lidaring. Lay down and rot. Lay down and rot, baby. I'm rot maxing. I'm rot maxing. Oh man. Ladar maxing. Oh man, I'm crying, bro. This shit's too good. It's too funny. Oh man. I mean, I get what he's saying. Most people are lidaring, especially Jose, the guy that by the way, I didn't train that guy once. I trained him 3 times. I had to go out with him 2 more times, including yesterday. And yes, he did talk me on to the brink of insanity, suicide, all 3 days. So, and even the greatest part was before we went out yesterday. I think the 2 days that we had gone out, and you know, in cumulative, it was probably 14 hours of him just talking to me, and maybe 30 minutes of me talking to him. And, you know, I think he had kind of started to maybe just faintly pick up. Maybe his subconscious was starting to start to kind of sense that he was saying a lot to me. And maybe it was just a little too much. And maybe he should dial it back just a bit. And so he said yesterday before we went out, he said, I know I've been talking a lot to you, Marshall, but I'm going to. I know you're thinking I'm crazy, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to. Trust me. And I said, no, it's cool. It's cool. You know, because what are you supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? Yeah, dude, it's been fucking terrible. Yes, please, thank God. Do not talk. He was just kind of saying it just to see, like, kind of my reaction, kind of gauge my reaction. What are you supposed to do, man? What are you supposed to do? I said, no, it's fine. It's cool, you know. And so he ended up saying that, and then, of course, just kept on talking to me, you know, the entire day. So gotta love it. But yeah, he's a lidar. He's lidar maxing. Jose. Most people are lidar maxing, but you know, I don't know. I feel like claviculars, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like I have some sort of tendencies that clavicular does, you know, trying to be too, trying to be too productive with things. You don't want to spend any time doing something that's harmful. You don't want to spend any time doing something that feels like a waste of time. You're constantly optimizing your time in a day for, reading, working out, doing something productive, which makes you money, and, cleaning or doing laundry or shopping, grocery shopping, not actual shopping. And, man, not drinking, not smoking, not doing this, not doing that, trying to be as healthy as possible. And I mean, I don't know, you just kind of feel your life kind of has a very monotonous sort of structure to it. And you become so anal about these things where like your spirit or your soul, your humanity kind of starts to leave you a bit. You forget kind of what it means to be human. Kind of the whole point of being human. I mean, is being human just really optimizing to be as productive and as clear of mind as possible, not delving in any of the myriad things we can partake in here, not having sex or, being crazy about your ejaculations and documenting your ejaculations, and never, trying to swear to never look at porn again, and not think about women, and don't look at them when they're in their yoga pants, and, optimize your diet and get all the toxins out, and do cold plunges and take cold showers and do your yoga and do your breath work and make sure you got your chakras going on, and make sure your place is clean and that you have plants that clean the air, and make sure there's no mold growing, and make sure you get your sun, you get out in the sun, but not too much sun. You don't want to get sunburned, and don't be with laudars, don't be with people that laudar max, You're wasting your time with most people, so don't be with people, and just spend your time on PubMed and just reading, because you have to be on PubMed and you have to be reading various studies, so you know how to like optimize yourself better, and you have to be, so it's just like, don't watch garbage movies or garbage television or sports, or have a beer, because that's the worst thing you can do. And, just everything is about, I mean, is this really living? Is this really living? Is this what the human condition is? I mean, it's like, what the hell are we doing? At a certain point, you have to kind of look at yourself, take a step back and be like, what the hell am I doing? Like, what the hell have I become? Yeah, for what? For what? For what? For what, bro? I mean, he's gotten a lot of popularity. Everybody knows him. I mean, he probably get hella bitches, I don't know.
A baseball game.
So you think most of humanity is sort of like enslaved to these consumer habits that prevent them from ascending?
Yeah, I would say that's.
I mean, you're being very generous with that, Andrew. I don't think he was thinking that at all. I think you just literally planted that. Why are you helping him? Why are you helping him? I don't think he was talking about. I mean, this is a weird interview because it's kind of clipped too. You saw that it's like clipped and shit. I don't think he was saying that at all, was he?
That you could certainly learn from, but the average.
There are people you can learn from.
Person that you encounter is literally like ladaring, watching like a baseball game.
So you think most.
So he's just saying you can't watch sports and you can't lay down and watch a baseball game. But then Andrew says,
of humanity is sort of like enslaved to these consumer habits that prevent them from ascending.
come on, bro. No, that's not what he was saying.
Yeah,
You're helping him out too much.
I would say that's
He's like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I wasn't even saying that at all.
correct.
I don't even know what that means. That's correct though.
And you think
Sounds smart.
that certain stuff like sports, drugs, alcohol, all that stuff is like ways to keep people contained and like kind of prevent them from becoming their true elevated selves?
I would say that it's certainly misused, right? So like people,
What is the elevated self? What is this? You know, what is this elevated self, man? It's kind of like truth. If you knew the truth, how would you know? How would you know it's not just another illusion? Right?
will just drink alcohol for no reason at all. It seems like, let's go have a drink, when if you were actually smart, you would realize the purpose of alcohol is to lower your inhibitions to talk to girls. So that's the only time in which it makes sense to leverage such a toxic drug like ethanol.
Is the purpose of
So he does drink alcohol, but he does it to spit game, to get girls. Is that not Demisexuality though? Put on UFC, says James. No, I'm not.
So that's the only time in which it makes sense to leverage such a toxic drug like ethanol.
Is the purpose of Looksmaxxing to raise your aesthetic value to also impress and talk to girls as well?
Yeah, but I don't like when people put too much focus on like getting girls as the reason that they Looksmax, because chasing tail
Why else would you do it?
is really not going to get you anywhere. Like, you could become the most successful slayer and have the best game ever.
Damn, that's a lot of women. He probably gets hella, bro.
Sleep with a different girl every night, but your life will really not change, and in a lot of regards, like, it'll get worse. Like, and that sort of is what something I experience is like it's a mega waste of time.
Just talking to girls, going out on dates and stuff like that.
Do you think he's hard when she's doing that? Funny story actually. Let's just take a break for a second. I was at, when I was 20, I want to say I was 20, I don't know, 24, 25. I went to Vegas with a buddy and a few other of his friends. I didn't really know them, but we both used to work at a gym together, me and him, and we, I knew these people because I had worked out with them in this gym, but I didn't actually know them. And so, but we got an Airbnb, and it was a Vegas trip where it was like, I think it was 5 days long, which is way too long. You should never do anywhere close to that in Vegas. All you need is like 3, and even on the 3rd day, you're like dying. But we did 5, and we went to a Calvin Harris concert. That's when Calvin Harris was really big. And it was a pool, it was a pool party. I think it was at, one of those hotels like the Wynn or something. But one of the chicks, so there were 2 chicks. One of them was with my boy, and then the other one, there were 2 other guys and me for this one chick, right? And she took to me because I guess I was what Clavicular would say. I was probably mewing pretty well, and I had gone to PubMed, and I had read the studies, and but I was 6'2", and I had done my jumps. I had been bunny hopping for years to get 6'2", and the other guys just weren't putting in the work, so they were 5'8", 5'10", something like that. And I also, I did the bone smashing and stuff to make me look better. But so she took to me, but we were dancing. I think I had puked on the way in. I'd puked on the way in. I puked in the trash can right outside the hotel. And but then I was good to go. That was just kind of how it was. I was just kind of constantly drunk for like 5 days, and I was just like puking, and then you just like keep going, and you just keep drinking. But I, she was grinding on me the entire for like, dude, man, for like hours. She had been grinding on me multiple days too. She had been grinding on me, and I just never got hard, bro. I just never got hard, and it was just another of just like, I feel like my entire life I haven't been hard. You know what I mean? And it's just a weird thing. I don't know why this life has been like this for me, but I feel like I've never been hard. You know what I mean? And but this was back when I was like, my shit just did not work at all. It was like the worst of the worst. I was looking at porn all the time. I was like high cortisol, super high cortisol, drinking coffee, a lot of stimulants. And I think I was like, I don't know, maybe I was smoking cigarettes on and off, but I don't know, for whatever reason, man, I just had just nothing going on down there. And she was all right. She was pretty attractive. I mean, I definitely would have banged if I could have, but I knew I couldn't have. I knew I couldn't do it. And I just wondered, I kept wondering, like, how long are you going to grind on me until you're like, yo, this dude's whack. Like, you're whack, bro. You don't even work. You don't even work. You don't even serve the purpose. You don't even serve your biological purpose. Why am I even grinding on you? There's like hella dudes in this pool party. In fact, one of my boys, which was crazy, one of my boys from high school that I played football with, he was there. I mean, I didn't even know this dude was going to be there. He just so happens to be there at this Calvin Harris pool party. And he's like, hey, we got a table. He had a table or something. He was like, hey, you want to come? And so he invited me and this chick who, like, I didn't even know, but she picked me out of the other two. And like, we're just in this. So we're just, drinking at this table or this booth or whatever. And she's just grinding on me all the time. And this dude even like, he whispered in my ear one time after she had just been grinding on me for like an hour and a half. He whispers in my ear and he's like, dude, he's like, I mean, if she was doing this to me, I would have nutted already. Like, I would have busted. Like, I would have already busted. So like, what are you even doing? Like, how are you even doing this? And I was just like, yeah, dude, yeah. But it's like, I don't know why and then she like nursed me too. I got so obliterated drunk on the final night that I couldn't even go do the things that everybody was trying to do. I think I was just, honestly, I think it was subconsciously deep down inside of me. I think I was so just angry at myself for being a non-functioning male, right? Just not having a dick that worked. Having this chick that was here that wanted to bang me, that was super attracted to me, but like, I just couldn't do anything with. And I think some deep, like, subconscious part of me just wanted to absolutely just obliterate myself. And so I was drinking like, I think I drank like 10 shots of Fireball in like, or maybe not 10 shots, but like 6 shots of Fireball in probably less than an hour. That probably doesn't sound like, maybe that sounds like much. I don't know. But I was puking before everybody was even out the door. And we went bowling, which was the first thing that we did. And I couldn't even bowl. I was like falling over. I was like trying to ball and I would just fall over into the lane. And so they brought me to the bathroom where I was puking more in the bathroom. I was just this person, bro. Like, I was just the worst person to have around you. And I just ruined the fun for everyone. And then we went home, they brought me home and then they went back out and I just stayed and I just like rested. And she ended up coming back early. Like she took an Uber back early to the house while everyone else was still out. And I'm thinking, and she comes upstairs and she starts like, she gets in, because I'm in bed, and she just like gets right next to me and she's just like, how are you feeling? Do you need anything? She like brought me like, you know, liquids and stuff. And I'm sure she wanted to bang, but like, and she even got close and she was like cuddling and stuff like this. And I just knew it. I knew that there was just no way, especially now that I'm like super, I mean, not only does my dick not work, but now I have alcohol in my system, which means that there is literally no shot. Like there is no shot now. So, you know, and she just comes back and she's just like hanging on me and just like hanging around me. And I'm just like, yeah, I've just been in such weird spots, man. Just such weird places. Such weird places. You think my diet is the issue? Well, dude, I mean, I think it works pretty well now, so I don't think it was my diet, but maybe you're demisexual? What the hell is that? What the hell is demisexual? Ron Johnster says, I've never had any of these problems. Congrats, Ron. Congrats, bro. Must be nice. Anal Thunder says, stop porn. I know it's hard. I'm 5 days porn sober now. 5 days. 5 days. Yeah. You know how many times I've been 5 days porn sober, bro, in the last 2 years? I've been 5 days porn sober a ton. So. Marshall is sapiosexual, a true intellectual. What does that mean? Does that mean that I'm only attracted to people who are like smart? Like I'm attracted to intelligence? You had ED because you weren't on PubMed long enough, bro? Yeah, I don't know. Demisexual means you're not sexually attracted until forming a strong emotional bond. Yeah, that's also a thing. That's also a thing I've noticed. That's also actually really a thing that I've noticed is I need to be emotionally attached. Well, I guess attached doesn't sound good, but emotionally into another person before I can. Seems like then I get really sexually attracted to them. Like then it's like not really a problem. I've noticed that. Oh, somebody had a super chat, right? There were some super chats here. Let's see. Look up Grasso versus Barber 2. Happened last Saturday. Crazy knockout girl cat fight. Both hypergamous. Both hypergamous? What does that even mean, bro? How does that even apply to women's UFC? What do you mean by that? That doesn't even make sense. Both hypergamous? Yeah, ED sucks. I've heard 9-MBC cures sensitivity. It's a research chemical. I'm not taking no chemicals, bro. I don't need a chemical for my D to work. Come on, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? This is the world. This is the world, bro. For thousands of years, men didn't need chemicals to make their dicks work. Okay? I'm not taking no drugs. I'm not taking no drugs. Do you think jerking it without porn is better? Yeah, for sure it's better, but like better by it's better for you. It's better for your brain. It's better for your sensitivity and your actual attraction with real women in real life. Is it better as like in the moment, like for your ejaculation session? No, it's way worse. It's way worse. It's boring. All right, let's keep going with Clav.
Yeah. I mean, I do content, so it's like, it's one thing where but like,
Is nofap supposed to make me a cold approach god or something? No, it's not. It's not. Being a dude, you could be looking at porn every day, bro, and be a cold approach god. It has nothing to do with nofap. Being a cold approach god is, you only get that way from like cold approaching all the time, just doing it constantly. James says, nah, man, guys with ED back in caveman days were screwed if the herbs didn't work. just saying random shit, like, has no... Guys with ED back in caveman days. Do we really think the cavemen had ED? Come on now. Come on now.
I was talking about this on my stream the other day. Say you were to do like a bowling date with a girl and you weren't streaming it, like that's just the most ridiculous.
Well, what about like connect?
What? That makes no sense. Why do you have to stream a date? That just makes no sense. Why? What? So you get revenue for it? Like you're monetizing your dates? Is that what he's talking about? Is he trying to monetize his dates? Like he doesn't even go on dates. He doesn't even go on dates or entertain women unless he's live streaming it, because it has to be productive in some way. This dude's a psycho. This dude is psycho, bro. What are we doing?
A mega waste of time.
Just talking to girls, going out on dates and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I do content, so it's like, it's one thing where, and that sort of is something I experience is like
right there. That's exactly, this is what reminded me of this, is she was doing this to me for hours.
Time.
Hours. And there was nothing down there, bro. I even went to a strip club one time and same thing. I think I had told you guys that
talking to girls, story. Going out on dates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This chick was super hot, bro. Looked like AJ Applegate. Had a fucking thong on, like G-string, and just grinding on me and giving me a lap dance. That ended up being like $185. It was whack. But she's grinding on me, just doing all this shit, just all over, like takes her tits out and all this shit. And like, I'm just nothing. Literally nothing, bro. And I'm just like, God, what did I do? Like, what did I do to you? What did I do? Did I say something like way back? What did I do? I swear, dude. I swear he punished me for like, I don't know what I did, bro, but he took offense to some shit that I did way back in the day. And he just did not forgive that shit. He was like, you're fucked. You're going to be fucked for a decade. For 12 years, you are fucked, my guy. You are donezo. You got no shot. And in your 20s too. It's cruel because he said in your 20s, when you are at your peak, at your prime, when you should be slaying tons of women, I'm going to take it away from you. I'm going to take away the one thing that makes you a man. I'm going to take away all of it from you. And it was just like, bruh, like, holy shit, man. What did I do to deserve that? What did I do to deserve that? What did I do? Oh, man. It's your diet. Look into the primal diet. Bro, I've said this many times that like I don't really have this issue anymore, and my diet is the same as what it was way back in the day. So I say I don't really have this issue anymore because I'm not sure. That's the thing. Is like I get hard. Well, this is a little too TMI, isn't it? But let's just say I'm fine when I'm fine when I'm alone and I'm with porn, right? If I can look at some porn, or even just when I'm alone, pretty much now. And you know, don't need a lot of, let's just say, stimulation. Don't need a lot of stimulation, right? Very much no issues at all whatsoever. But the thing that I still don't know, because I'm never like with real women, is like I don't know if with a real woman if that it would be the same thing, or if with a real woman I'd just be like, okay, this like doesn't do it for me at all, you know what I mean? But maybe I should go to a strip club. I have all the time in the world now. I have all this time on my hands. Maybe I should just go to a strip club and like test it out, you know? Probably should. ED is not
Yeah.
an anxiety thing. It's not an anxiety. I mean, there is anxiety. There's all sorts of forms of ED. Okay, ED is not just one thing. Okay, it's not just one thing. There's all forms of it. Anything can cause it. There's tons of things that can cause it. So you have to figure out what is causing your ED. Yes, there's mental ED, there's anxiety ED, but that's not what I have. It's not an anxiety thing. I'm not emotionally freezing, bro. I'm not emotionally freezing. Make sure to stream it to optimize your life after reading PubMed. Should I stream the strip club? What does this guy say, man? We're only 17 minutes in. We haven't really done very well with this, have we?
And that sort of is what something I experience is like it's a mega waste of time.
Yeah, like if she's doing that, like I should be rock hard, but I'm not. I wonder if he was.
Just talking to girls, going out on dates and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I do content, so it's like, it's one thing where, but like, I was talking about this on my stream the other day. Say you were to
See that clip? Like he was saying something and then they just clip it. So it's like, Andrew, why don't you just
do like
just let the man talk? Let's see what he said.
a
But
bowling date with a girl and you weren't streaming it, like, that's just the most ridiculous.
What about like connecting with her because like you like her or something like that? You know, like maybe you want to start a family.
But where's the ROI in that?
What's that?
where's the ROI, bro? A family? Being with a woman, having a family, where's the ROI in that? Like, look, trust me, I know that this isn't really a thing anymore. I know that this isn't really a thing. Like, but if you could get a woman and have kids with her and she was like good, I mean, there's ROI in that, right? There's definitely ROI in that. What is it? He's saying there's no ROI in that if you're not streaming it, if you're not monetizing it, if you're not getting super chats, if you're not getting internet clout and like spreading your brand. Like this dude is
That.
Like, where's the ROI?
Sorry, what's ROI?
You don't know what ROI is, Andrew? How do you not know what ROI is? Come on. He has to know what ROI is. There's no way this has been the first time that he's ever heard ROI.
Return on investment.
I mean, maybe you have kids and you can mold your kid into like a Tiger Woods type, like little golf player or something. And then he could provide for you. So when you get old, you don't got to go to a nursing home and he can like make sure you're taken care of.
Just leech off your kid, like, you know, those,
like you want when
those
you're
people put the kids on the TikTok live, like.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just comical.
Clavicular is almost like, dude, I think it's funny because like you think that part of me thinks that he's trolling. Part of me thinks like you can't actually, like you're not serious. Part of me thinks he's just half serious about this whole thing. Like it's just his brand. Like he just, you know, he's just kind of like, this is who he is. This is his persona, but it's not actually something that he buys or like he believes. I think he actually believes it though. That's the crazy thing. I actually think like this is who he is, which is fucking wild.
So the main goal of Looksmaxxing is not to get girls. It's to feel good about yourself.
No, it's just to be successful in general. It's not about feeling good. It's about real results. And this is a completely objective thing. This isn't my opinion, and it never has just been a subjective thing. It's very, very well researched that in interviews, there's a huge bias towards good-looking people. In dating, obviously, a huge bias towards good-looking people. So objectively, you could hate me as a content creator, but realize like the value in what I'm doing.
What is real results? I would have asked him like, what is real results? Like how is getting a woman and like having children with her while not live streaming it, how is that not a real result? Why would it only be a real result if you're live streaming it? What?
talking about.
So the goal, when you say success, you mean like mostly financial and economic?
Well, really anything. It's hard for me to think of something where looks wouldn't benefit you.
I mean, in your industry, you know, you're a content creator, you're streaming all the time. You think that if you were not physically good looking, you wouldn't have as much success?
No, I wouldn't at all.
Even if you were like a genius, like Beethoven level creative, but you were busted, you don't think you'd pop off?
Well, that's the thing.
Oh, it got me dying. That was good. That was good from Andrew. He was like, yo, even if you're busted, but you got mad skills like Beethoven, you don't think you'd pop off? I mean, bro, there's hella dudes that have been busted and they've popped off. Let's see what Clavicular says. We should see what he says back to this.
So now you have to be so well off in another category to compensate for your lack of looks that you have to be a Beethoven level player in order to compete with a guy who's, you know, just like, you know, mogging and going to the club, you know. So that's why it really gives people a huge advantage in life to have looks on their side.
He could have a point there. He could have a point. I mean, do we think that there are any guys out there that are straight up busted and don't make a lot of money that have like a hot chick who's completely down for them? Does that exist? I mean, if that exists, if that exists even as a small percentage of the planet, then we gotta study that. I think that's what we gotta study. We gotta find the dudes, if they exist. We gotta figure out if they exist first. But if they do, if there are dudes that are busted, that are straight goblins, they're goblin maxing, and they got nothing going on for them. They're not a musician. They're not smart. They're not, well, I guess they could be smart. They could be funny, but they're not successful in life is what I'm saying. They don't have money. They don't have status. They don't have clout. They don't have fame, and they don't have looks. Okay. They can have a great personality. They could be fun. They could be whatever. But if there are dudes like this that have women that are hot, you know, fat booty Latinas, hot chicks that are down for them, that are not, you know, just whipping them as little servant boys, that are actually like, you know, super into them, doing things for them, actually love them. We got to study. We got to study those people. We got to do some research into that. I mean, I guess what he's saying is, look, you got to be, another way of like saying what he's saying is you have to be incredible or really attractive in at least one area. At least one, right? I don't know. Do women really like intelligent guys? If you're super intelligent and that's the only thing you got going for you? Well, I mean, if you're super intelligent, you're probably going to like write some books, make some money at some point. You're probably going to be like a professor at some college. You're probably going to be slaying tons of college puss if you want. But probably going to be featured in like the New York Times and shit. Probably going to be invited to the White House or some bullshit. You know? If you're super smart, probably going to be working at NASA. You don't think there's bitches that like stand outside of NASA? Just NASA groupies? Just want to date a hot scientist? Well, he wouldn't be hot, but yeah, maybe not, huh? Maybe not. But you got to be impressive in at least one regard. You got to be, you know, you could be really, really fun, maybe. Maybe you know how to have a great time, but you're busted. You know, and you're kind of stupid. And you don't really have a good job, but you know how to have a great time. Well, I'm sure there are women that are into that. You're going to get some women because you're so fun to be around. You can make them have a great time. They're having so much fun when they're with you. Maybe there's dudes that are not. Do we think Clav is that fun? Do we think Clav is that fun? Is he a fun max? I don't think he would be that good at being fun. It doesn't seem like he'd be a really fun time. Yeah, I could be wrong, but you know, obviously he's a Looksmaxxer. He's a Looksmaxxer. He got clout. He's got status. He's got money, right? He's probably not that fun though. He's probably not that funny. He doesn't seem like he has a great sense of humor, although that, you know, this is a formal interview. I don't know if that's the best format to be able to gauge somebody's sense of humor, but you know, I guess what he's saying really is you have to be spectacular or extraordinary in at least one sense. You have something that's super attractive about you. You know, there are hella women that are super smart, that are like autistic and like book nerds. And, you know, they're really into smart guys. They want to have like a intelligent, deep, intellectual conversation. There are women like this. There are women that exist like that. They're not very, you know, they're not the norm, but they exist. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, I think it's definitely true. But you don't think there's any value in like having a girlfriend that you like or an in-person communities like meet your essential needs and find belonging?
Well, I'm just a little bit like weird. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to enjoy some of the same activities that normal people do, but it doesn't really matter because that's just like my personal anecdote. They're not mutually exclusive.
Right. Growing up, what did you enjoy doing the most before all this stuff?
I mean, I would just mostly like Ladar on my PC. Like I was reading.
What kind of stuff were you reading?
I was reading.
Does he say Ladar like seriously? Like that's actually, does he have to think like I should say Ladar? Or is Ladar actually just a natural part of his lexicon? Does Ladar just come out more easily than just say lounging around? I was just vegging out. I was just relaxing, just chilling out. Do you think Ladar, I was Ladaring? Do you think Ladaring actually comes out easier for him than just, I was just chilling, laying around, you know? I feel like I would have to think, you know what? I got to use Ladar here. This is a good point to use Ladaring here. I mean, if you've gotten to the point where you're actually just saying Ladaring seriously, that's actually just a natural part of what you say. Man, nobody's going to know what that is. That's a different language, bro. That's like Ebonics. That's like Ebonics, dude. You're bringing in Ebonics. Like if this dude said, yeah, he's Ladaring, he's mewing. He's mewing, he's Ladaring. I'd be like, what the fuck? These dudes from South Africa or some shit? Are these dudes from like a white African fucking country that I don't know about? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this? I bet you if I was talking like him and his buddies, I'm pretty sure I would maybe understand 50% of what they say. There'd probably be hella terms that I don't know what the hell is being said right now.
Different forum posts, different studies, just whatever research you can think of.
About Looksmaxxing and developing your aesthetic?
Looksmaxxing, bodybuilding, all that kind of stuff.
Were you unhappy with how you looked at the time?
Yeah, of course.
What were some of the things that you immediately wanted to improve right off the bat?
My muscle mass was a bigger one. Like I was reading.
What kind of stuff were you reading?
I was reading different forum posts.
Forum posts, PubMed, obviously.
Different studies, just whatever research
PubMed.
You can think of.
Yep.
About Looksmaxxing and developing your aesthetic?
Looksmaxxing, bodybuilding, all that kind of stuff.
Were you unhappy with how you looked at the time?
Yeah, of course.
What were some of the things?
I mean, he did glow up. I wonder how he got rid of the acne. Do you think he just takes hella Accutane? What do you think he did for the acne? Think it just went away naturally? Kind of had a unibrow. I mean, he looks like he's probably like 14 here, though. Everybody's got some acne when they're, I don't know.
Things that you immediately wanted to improve right off the bat?
My muscle mass was probably one of the bigger ones. I didn't really have much of a presence. I was quite skinny. So I was like a little bit lanky because I grew pretty early. So I was a lanklet, yeah.
Do you think that affected your social
Lanklet? What is lanklet? Again, this is a new language.
life?
Yeah, I'd say so.
In what way?
Well, obviously people are going to be more drawn to you if you're good looking. And I would say that, you know, growing up, especially during puberty, early into high school, I really wasn't. So it's just, it is what it is.
So you feel like you had a harder time making friends?
Yeah, but I would attribute most of it to sort of my brain chemistry and like a lot of the maybe differences and activities I enjoy more so than looks, you know, so I'd definitely attribute it to that.
Did you experience any kind of like social anxiety during that time?
This dude has put on, I think he's done this twice now. They've been talking for 21 minutes. I think it's probably been maybe more like 30 minutes. But he's done this twice. He's put lip balm on his lips twice in 30 minutes. You know, because for all the cuts that they've done, I'm sure it's been like 30 minutes or whatever. But damn, bro. I mean, I never put lip balm on. Never. My lips are fine. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like lotion. If you put lotion on, it just makes your skin drier and you have to keep using lotion. Lip balm is the same thing. You keep using lip balm, it just makes your lips dry, so you have to keep using lip balm. Like, how have you not figured this out by now? All these studies, bro, all these PubMed studies, and you haven't figured that out? That's like, it's like step one, bro. Step one. Your body has natural moisturizing oils. And all this crap that you're being sold in stores, it just leaches your skin and your lips and your hair of these oils. Just stop using them, and then your body will naturally moisturize itself. What the hell's wrong with you? Unless you're black. If you're black, you're fucked. You got to use Vaseline all the time. I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but honestly, I feel like black people would be less ashy if they just stopped moisturizing. They moisturize themselves all the time. All the time. It's like, yeah, because you're so ashy because you moisturize yourself all the time. Stop moisturizing yourself. Just let your body moisturize itself. I don't know.
Yeah, I still do. Yeah, I get pretty anxious.
Just meeting new people?
It really just depends on the scenario. I would say that meeting new people who have like a higher status is usually something that I get a little bit anxious about because
Vaginal juice is the true moisturizer for a man's lips.
you don't want to like, you know, blow it or whatever.
He's a CIA plant. I mean, these people just, everybody's a CIA plant. Everybody's a Fed. Everybody's a Jew plant. Everybody's this. Everybody's that.
Sure. Make a bad impression.
Yeah, but like if I'm just going to a club, for example, like my impression doesn't really matter that much because a lot of the time it's just like random people in college.
Did you find that engaging with people online as opposed to in real life helped kind of ease some of that social anxiety because you didn't have to deal with so much like in-person immediacy?
Yeah, like Discord maxing was probably one of the better things to do because
Discord maxing? Come on.
you could actually find like people.
Just say being on Discord a lot. Well, I guess Discord maxing actually, it shortens it. This is like newspeak. This is like some 1984 shit. They shortened the words in 1984. They actually try to make it so you speak less words while getting the same point across. I feel like this is the beginning of 1984, dude. This is the beginning of newspeak. Instead of saying, yeah, being on Discord a lot, right? That takes a long time. If you just say, yeah, I was Discord maxing, it's shorter. And you still get the same idea. But it takes out certain, you know what I mean? It takes out certain words. That's what I'm saying. Looksmaxxing. Oh yeah, Looksmaxxing, everybody knows what it means. You don't have to say, yeah, I just focus a lot on my looks. I'm super obsessed about my looks. I take all this time on my looks and make sure that I look this and that. No, you just say Looksmaxxing. This is newspeak, man. This is some 1984 shit.
Who have the same interests as you, and you're never going to encounter people with the same niche interests like Looksmaxxing, like you will on internet forums.
Did you ever actually meet up with any people from the forums in real life?
Yeah, actually 2 people in this house I met through looksmaxx.org.
And that word is like an old 4chan word, right? Like maxing and like sell, like as an abbreviate.
It's on 4chan,
Look at how many people there are in the living room there.
but it didn't originate from them.
Do you know where the actual word first came from?
Like PSL websites.
The umbrella term PSL refers to the 3 most popular message boards in the incel sphere: PUA or pickupartisthate.com, hate.com, and lookism.net. On these 3 sites, a shared ranking scale was developed called the PSL scale, which ranks men from Terachad and Gigachad all the way down to subhuman.
What? God tears. Sarah Chad. Sarah Chad. Oh, so that's what people mean when they call me a Chad Light. That's what people mean. They say I'm a Chad Light. I didn't even know what Chad Light meant. I guess I'm a 5 PSL. It's not God tier though, but I am a Chad. I guess. I'm a Chad Light. Not a true Chad though. Some people have called me true Chad. I think there's been some people that call me true Chad, but 0.1% of the population is a true Chad. Terra Chad. Jesus. Derived from 3 incel forums, scale created for determining one's aesthetic value and applying beauty standards to a rating system. According to looksmaxx.org. What? There's an actual website for this? PSL ratings are not purely used for finding one's appeal, but to give objective and scientific ratings based on facial harmony, balance, symmetry, sexual dimorphism, unique qualities, and averageness. Saint tier? Subhuman. Subhuman. A true cell. Yo, we got any subhumans in the chat? We got any subhumans in the chat? Yo, where are my subhumans at? Where are my subhumans at? Christopher Jones says subhuman, that's me. Adam, subhuman, nice. Anal Thunder is at least a Chad Light. Isaiah says I might be subhuman. Isaiah, I've seen you, man. You're not subhuman. You're not subhuman. No, not at all, dude. You're not even close. Not even close to a subhuman. Subhuman gang. I'm subhuman. Bro, I gotta jump on PubMed or I'm cooked. Oh, man. I'm an ogre. Is an ogre a tier? No, this ogre's not a tier. Feel like one most days. I've been called inhuman a few times. Jesus. Damn. Oh my God. Subhuman. Jesus Christ. Imagine looking at this scale for the first time. You click on looksmaxx.org. Women have never looked your way and you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on, right? It's like 2016 or 2017, whenever this first came about. And you're just like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like in high school, like just nobody's looking your way. You've gotten rejected by so many girls. And you're just like, what? And you find this site. You find this site and you find this chart. And you look at it and you say, damn, Like, you know, instantly you're like, I'm subhuman. I'm subhuman. That's why I'm a subhuman. Imagine you saw this for the first time and that's when you knew. That's when you knew you're like, I'm subhuman. That's it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, damn. Saint. I don't know. I don't understand the saint tier. Saint. Like, if you're a saint, I don't know how that's like lower than a true cell. We got a true normie, we got low tier normies, we got a true cell, and then we got a saint tier, and then we got subhuman. Jesus Christ. Subhumans checking in, yo.
From TerraChad and GigaChad all the way down to subhuman.
It's just 3 forums, like the names of 3 old forums.
TerraChad versus subhuman. That's gonna be my next video. My next live stream. TerraChad versus subhuman. It's like a fucking it's like what's that video game? Ultimate is it called Ultimate Fighter? Or it's this thing where those, you know, all those like buff people or crazy people, like they, you know, it's been, what is it called? Ultimate Fighter? No, it's like a video game. Someone say it. No, you know what I'm talking about. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. It'd be like, you know, you're fighting, like these two characters are fighting. Mortal Kombat video game. Original. Yeah. It'd be like you have TerraChad versus subhuman. It'd be something like that. Anyway. Got the New York Times up. Crazy shit. Trump's trying to get a list of Jews. Whoa, shit. B-52s are flying over Iran. Damn. Maybe they're about to get blown to hell. I don't know. I kind of fuck with the Iranian people, to be honest. Kind of on their side, but
One of them is pickup artist hate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't like pickup artists?
It's not really that I don't like pickup artists. It's just I don't like the fact that they don't give you the key piece of nuance that if you learn all this game and do cold approaching, but you're not good looking, it's not going to work. So there are certain like psychological
oh, Street Fighter. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. Street Fighter, yeah. Nonchalant, yeah.
tactics that you can utilize to be better at approaching women.
Oh, saints don't have sex. Ah, I see. That's what, okay, it makes sense now. Saints don't have sex. True.
And conversational tactics. Learn all this game and do cold approaching, but you're not good looking, it's not going to work. So there are certain like psychological tactics that you can utilize to be better at approaching women, conversational tactics, whatever the case may be, but they're going to have
Dude, that's
different.
the worst. This right here is the worst right here. If you're in this situation right
Learn
here.
all this game and do cold approaching, but you're not good looking, it's not going to work. So there are certain like psychological tactics that you can utilize to be better at approaching women,
right here.
conversation.
Just have a group of girls where you're just like, you're trying to get in, you're trying to talk to a group of girls right here. No. You can't do this. You can't do this right here. When they're in a group like this, you might as well just go step into traffic, man. I mean, it's really pointless. It's pointless to do this shit, man. Because they're all like protecting each other and they're all concerned about what the other thinks of what they'll say to you, and their reaction to you is not going to be honest or legitimate. It's just going to be whatever. It's going to be based off of whatever they think their girlfriends will judge them for. You know? So, I mean, unless you're a TerraChad, Unless you're a Terra Chad. Maybe Terra Chads can get away with this. But you subhuman... you subhumans, man. Don't even think about it, dog. Don't even think of it. Yo, you subhumans don't get any crazy ideas, man. Jesus. But yeah. I mean, it is kind of true, I guess. If you're a subhuman, you know, no amount of reading, you know, the mystery method or pickup artist game or, you know, watching Casey Xander videos. Casey Xander videos and his language of women is not going to help you if you're a subhuman. You know, if you're a subhuman, you got a Beethoven, Max. You got a Beethoven, Max. You gotta become an all-time great at something. Oh man. You got a Bezos, Max. You got a Musk, Max. You know, if you're a subhuman.
Tactics, whatever the
Trump or Rush is the greatest band that ever lived. True.
case may be, but they're going to have different success rates based on different looks levels.
So you think that even if someone had every word of the Neil Strauss book, The Game, memorized, and they were like super busted, they could approach a Stacy and get totally
Ladard, like brutalized almost. Like women are
book, The Game, memorized, and they were like super busted, they could approach a Stacy and get totally
Ladard, like brutalized almost.
Ladard, lay down and rot. Wait, how does that work for that scenario? You approach a woman if you're a subhuman approaches a woman, and he's got all the game and the pickup artist lingo, and he's read the mystery method. He's Casey Xander maxed, and he gets absolutely ladard by her, which means lay down and rot. I guess this has multiple uses because he used ladard like I was just ladaring. I was ladaring like I was laying down, I was chilling on my couch, I was doing nothing, I was playing video games, I was munching out. But now he's using ladar in a different way of like, she ladard you. Like, you're like brutalized. Ladar means to brutalize. How does this, I mean, bro, you're making a new language, bro. You guys are making a new language and nobody even, who do you guys think you are? Just... all you subhumans and you fucking saints and you Terra Chads, you're all just making, actually, it's not for the Terra Chads, but maybe him. Is he a Terra Chad? Maybe. You're all just making a new language, man, and you're not consulting anybody else about it. You know? Jesus.
Almost. Like women are brutal as fuck these days with rejecting people, I think is one thing.
That's facts.
Thing that I don't really like. Sometimes the dude will, in a bar, literally just like go up and call a girl pretty, like no creepiness to it, no like overly like touchy or whatever. Yeah. And like she'll start like screaming like just to embarrass the dude and like brutalize him.
What do you think causes that impulse?
Well, I mean, I think it's just that they feel.
Oh, that look right there. That look will kill. That look will kill a subhuman. She's looking at a subhuman right there, bro. She's looking at a subhuman. She's looking at a subhuman right there. Subhuman POV. Subhuman POV, dude. Jesus. Pure disgust. That's right. Holy shit. Oh, man. She is not happy. She is not happy. That is not a happy modern woman. Not a happy camper. She's looking at a subhuman right there.
I think it's.
But she's looking up, so at least he's tall. Maybe he's not a subhuman. Subhuman, she'd probably be looking down at him. Maybe he's saint. Maybe he's a saint. Maybe he's just a true cell, but he's tall at least. He's got that going for him. She's looking back.
It's just that they
Damn.
feel
These are just modern women, though. These are the women you don't want. These are just skanks. She looks like somebody from porn. You know what I mean? Like if you just go up a little bit, this turns out to be Bonnie Blue. You know, Lily Phillips. This is Lily Phillips right here. This is Bonnie Blue. Who's this right here? Can't really see. She's probably like, she has like a darker skin tone. That's probably Violet Myers right there. But
disrespected that someone that lower in percentiles
Got you.
whoa,
feel
she is like, I'm done with. I'm having none of this.
that they
Oh, she smiled a bit though.
could somehow enter like a relationship.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No. No, thank you. Do you think maybe you want to go get a coffee with me? No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah. Go die. Go die. Thanks. Bye.
With them.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
It's sensible to a degree. You know, how could you actually think that this approach would work out? But I don't really think that there's a reason for them to like just go out of the way to like be brutal.
On an underlying level, what do you think's causing that just like hostility? Do you think it's like the way culture has shifted?
It's not really like hostile a lot of the times. I think they just kind of also think it's like funny because they'll post it on like social media after.
They do think it's funny.
Of like dudes hitting on them and to like embarrass them, basically.
Yeah.
What did you think about the whole Nautica Malone situation?
What is that?
That was the Goonacide. You know, the guy at the
What are we talking about? The Goonacide? The Goonacide? What is this? Man dies by suicide after committing sex act at Bikini Beans Coffee in Tempe, Arizona, probably. What?
the Bikini Beans in Tempe, Arizona, who went through and he had like supposedly no pants on, and they posted a video of him and he took his own life the next day. You familiar with that story?
I'm not. No, you're gonna have to fill me in.
We just made a documentary about a vigil they did for him.
No, I don't. Clavicular's just like, no, I don't. You're gonna have to fill me in. Dude is straight robot. Damn, who are these chicks? Look at all they're tatted up, man. 120 body count. 300 body count right here.
Here's a preview of that upcoming documentary.
Look, have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Police say a man took his own life after getting caught committing a sex crime in the drive-thru of a coffee shop.
Say his name! Nautica! Say his name! Nautica's death is bigger than 9/11.
This was a recurring incident that all the girls were aware of.
You killed that man. Nautica was a gooner.
He's left behind by his wife and 2 kids. Do you think they consider him a goon
Dude.
lord?
I think they view him as a loving father that did.
I can't take this, man. Yo, there is no way. There's no way this is real. We do not live in a real place. Dude, the human race never ceases to make everyone like laugh. Dude, they will constantly be creating more hilarious shit. Like, this is insane, bro. This is insane. Do you think he was a goon lord? What?
About a vigil they did for him.
Here's a preview of that upcoming documentary.
Look, have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Police say a man took his own life after getting caught committing a sex crime in the drive-thru of a coffee shop.
Say his name! Nautica! Say his name!
So like the chicks who, it's like a Hooters but for coffee. I see. It's like Hooters but for coffee. Not bad. Not a bad idea. He pulls up with no pants on. He's thinking, maybe I can get some coffee. Maybe I can get some play here. Little does he know he's a subhuman. So you got no shot. You're going to get told to get out of here. Skedaddle. There were even protests, man.
Nautica's
Say his name.
death is bigger than 9/11.
It's not Spartacus, it's Nautica.
11.
This was a recurring incident that all the
I am Nautica.
girls
I
were
am
aware
Nautica.
of.
You killed that man. Nautica was a gooner.
He's left behind by his wife and 2 kids.
He had a wife and 2 kids, and he shows up to Bikini Beans with no no pants on. What are you, dude? And he turns out to be a Gloom
Do you think
Lord.
they consider him a goon lord?
I think they view him as a loving father that did a radical thing.
I want to be just like my father. He was a gooner himself.
You know he did it in that parking spot.
No shit. That's messed up.
I analyzed that video over 1,000 times. That man.
What? What? 1,000 times we analyzed this video? I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. You might want to self-reflect there.
And had pants on.
Have you ever exposed yourself in a drive-thru?
No, but I probably will in my future.
1,000 times. That man had pants on.
He said, I analyzed that video 1,000 times. That dude had pants on. I mean, what? Do we really think? Isaiah Paris says he's the subhumans leader? You are not, bro. You are not. You are not the subhumans leader. Not at all. You're not. I'm not going to tell you what tier you're in. I'm not going to tell you what tier you're in. Because I don't know. I don't know, dude. It's all subjective, but the chat can tell you what tier you're in.
1,000 times. That man had pants on.
I don't think he had pants on, bro. I mean, if anything, maybe he had some tidy whities on. But I don't think he had pants on, bro. I don't think you can make a case that he had pants on. But we should take this to court. I would like to see this in the Supreme Court. Did Nautica have pants on when he went through Bikini Beans? We got to see, were these I mean, what classifies as a pant? You know, do pantyhose count? Maybe he's wearing some pantyhose. I bet he's on birth control. His acne is gone. Thoughts? What are you talking about? Clavicular? Interesting. Maybe he is on birth control. His acne is gone. Is that what birth control does? Gets rid of your acne? I mean, but that wouldn't be good for, well, I guess, yeah, it'd be good for anti-estrogen, wouldn't it? Maybe. I don't know how birth control works, but that's an interesting point, man. It's an interesting point. Is Clavicular on birth control? I mean, I could see him being on it. It wouldn't surprise me. Supreme Goon Court. Just don't wear pants.
Have you ever exposed yourself in a drive-thru?
No, but I probably will in my future.
Hell yeah, brother.
Acting like it's a joke is damaging for everyone involved.
The spirit of the Gooner is really all around us.
If you'd like to see the uncensored, extended, and exclusive cut of the Goonversary, head to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/channel.
I'm watching this after that. Maybe we should watch that next stream, the Gooniversary. Man, I think we should watch that next stream. Man, I kind of want to see that, actually.
It costs $5 a month to sign up, but your subscriptions help keep the lights on, and there's a ton of stuff on.
Yeah, I can pay that $5 for you guys. Don't worry about it. Don't go over and buy it. I'll buy it for you guys. We can watch it together. He also makes bad choices. Yeah, I mean, we all make bad choices. Yeah.
On there that you simply cannot see elsewhere. I'll put the link in the pinned comment and description box of this video. All right, back to Clav.
Okay, well, like he was fully naked with his
No. He has a shirt on.
But his phallus, let's just say, is showing to the workers.
According to the workers, there was phallus. According to Nautica Malone's supporters, he had very short shorts on.
Very short shorts on? I mean, bro. I mean, it's possible.
Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to.
I mean, He has a wife. He has 2 kids. And she says, you need to leave. Why would he leave immediately if he has shorts on? Look at, she says you need to leave immediately.
Leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
And he just leaves. He leaves like he's kind of guilty. He kind of looks guilty. Because why would you leave like that if you have super short shorts on? If you have some shorts on, are you really going to leave if she's just like, you have to leave, unacceptable, unacceptable? You'd been like, what? What's the deal? You know? If you got phallus, if you're hanging brain, if you're just like completely nude right there, then it makes sense. And you're like, oh, okay, fuck. I need to get out of here, you know? What was he thinking was going to happen? Like he's going to pull up. You know, I don't want to accuse anybody here. Maybe he had short shorts on, but if he didn't, if he was nude, what was he thinking is going to happen? You're going to pull up to Bikini Beans and what? She's just going to dive in and start sucking your dick? Bro, you've been watching too much porn, man. Porn isn't real life. It doesn't happen like that. I wish, man.
The workers in that case, like,
the Goon Lord, he became a Saint Goon after that. Yes, he did.
I mean, I don't really think that anyone should take their own lives, but there's a clear difference there between showing your genitalia and being clothed, even if it's promiscuous, even if it's degenerate. And I could call that out too, but like, that's just straight up a sexual harassment to just like go somewhere with your genitalia out. So I'm not gonna obviously side with that one.
So you think it's a little bit fried?
I mean, it's sexual harassment to go somewhere with your dick and balls out, but it's not sexual harassment for women to walk around with their breasts out. What do we think? I think that's some bullshit.
That people,
if women were walking around with their vaginas out, and that's the thing, man. It's like nobody cares because everybody's. If women are naked, everybody's like, great. It's all good, baby. The guys love it. The women love it because the women are thinking, man, they're empowered. They're empowered. The guys are loving it because they're like, damn, she's hot. I want to see it. Spread the butthole. But if dudes get naked, dudes want to, they want to just like throw a nuclear bomb on them. Double standards, man. But
people are showing up to do a vigil for his past.
Oh, we got a subhuman here.
Your genitalia.
We got a subhuman.
So
subhuman
I'm not
alert.
gonna obviously.
Look at the subhuman
So
here.
you think it's a little bit fried that people are showing up to do it?
That's a subhuman right there. That is what we would classify as subhuman. I don't know. True cell, saint right here. I don't know. He's not bad looking. It's probably just a true cell. I forget the tiers, but yeah. I mean, I guess you could classify this guy as a subhuman. He might be retarded.
A vigil for his passing.
I would say so. I think that they're certainly right that there is a lot of scenarios like in the gym when we'd see girls like record their sets and like a guy would like look for a second and then they would like try to ruin their lives.
Do you need something? Do you need something? Okay, I thought so.
Like, yeah, that is horrible, right? So that shouldn't occur, but like someone pulling up to a restaurant naked, it's like, that just kind of ruins all the optics of everything if you're gonna like make this part of like the argument, you know what I'm saying?
So back to rejection in general, there's something they call the Gen Z sex recession. It's alcohol recession too. Sounds like you might think it's kind of a good thing, but right now there's less people ever, like in the past 50 years, that are going out.
Why would I think that's a good thing?
Because you mentioned that alcohol is like a slop of the masses and that dating is a waste of time.
Why would you think that's a bad thing, bro? You said alcohol was the worst thing you could do. You only do it if it's a social lubricant to get women. But then you said women's not really anything unless you're live streaming it. You got to be, alcohol is the worst thing you could do unless you're trying to get women as a social lubricant. But even then, it's jester unless you're streaming it. So you have to stream. The only way alcohol is okay is if you drink alcohol and you're trying to get women and you're streaming it. Don't believe me? Go to PubMed, read some studies.
Well, no, I just said the exposure should be limited, right? So like if you're someone who just like has a drink before going to bed or has a drink when they go out to lunch with their buddies, it's like, okay, you are just causing, you know, oxidative stress to your body for literally no reason. Because the way that I think about it is, you know, being super results driven, right?
For literally no reason. What about enjoyment? Enjoyment is a reason. What about mental oblivion? Huh? What about getting away from this godforsaken place where subhumans and terrachads are on the loose, where goon lords abound, where we're being told to read PubMed studies or go die? Yeah, I kind of want to throw a few shots back of tequila and just kind of zonk out. Maybe I just kind of want to, I don't know, think about shit. Philosophize. You don't think I can take back a few beers and just philosophize? You don't think I can come up with some good material? Come on, man. There's always a point. There's a point to everything. There's no such thing as doing something for no point.
And so like actually being able to talk to girls, potentially like, you know, get a girl to go home with you, like that's an example of, okay, maybe the oxidative stress could be justified because you got the success of, you know, slaying a girl, for example. You know, that's kind of like a meaningless pursuit, and that's a whole nother huge philosophical argument, but just...
So getting women is meaningless? But what has meaning, Clav?
Like that's an example of, okay, maybe the oxidative stress could be justified because you got the success of, you know, slaying a girl, for example. You know, that's kind of like a meaningless pursuit, and that's a whole nother huge philosophical argument, but just for the purpose of this interview, that would be like one example where it kind of makes a little...
You slayed a girl, but what? Maybe you got gonorrhea or something. Maybe she's a stalker now. Maybe you fell in love and she ghosted you, and now you're borderline suicidal. Where's the ROI in that, bruh? Where's the ROI in that, bruh? Is it worth it? What about ROI that comes instantly, right? The instant ROI is the puss. But then ROI doesn't just end after you get the puss, bro. The investment is still there. You haven't sold. You haven't sold, bro. You're not out yet. You're not out. What if you catch feelings? Huh? What if you catch feelings? What if she hates you? What if she never talks to you again? Then you're fucked. Where's the ROI in that? Huh? There will be negative ROI in that for a while. It will feel like anyway. But then we got the Buddha, the Buddhists and the spiritual teachers coming in and saying even negative stuff is actually a blessing. There's actually an ROI in even the negative things. If you Ladar max, there's actually an ROI in that because you lay down and rot so long that you see why you shouldn't lay down and rot, or you learn something from it. Get out of here, Clav. I'm sick of you.
A bit more sense. Yeah. But I don't really think that people should be drinking and doing drugs recreationally for the most part. And I know that would appear super hypocritical because I do it a good amount. It's just something that I utilize for my work, for my content, because I can't really like function around people too well.
Whoa.
Or be super entertaining in my sober state.
What drugs do you find help?
This dude is just... He's in love, bro. He's in love with this chick. He's got 2 women with him. 2. These women are so fucked in the head, bro. If there was a woman, would you guys ever if you had a friend, right? You and your boys are out, and a woman puts her arms around both of you
people too well or be super
Are you guys just gonna dance with her? Are you guys both gonna dance with her like that?
Help you the most?
I mean, bro, women are just wild. Women are wild.
Pregabalin.
I'm sorry, I was gonna make a
whole
point
nother huge philosophical argument. Has a being super results driven, right? So like actually being able to talk to girls, potentially like, get a girl to go home with you, like that's an example of, okay, maybe the oxidative stress could be justified because you got the success of, slaying a girl, for example. That's kind of like a meaningless pursuit, and that's a whole nother huge philosophical argument, but just for the purpose of this interview, that would be like one example where it kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that people should be drinking and doing drugs recreationally for the most part, and I know that would appear super hypocritical because I do it a good amount. It's just something that I utilize for my work, for my content, because I can't really like function around people too well or be super entertaining in my sober state.
Okay, so you guys, if you can't function that well sober, and you're not entertaining when you're sober, this is not my advice, but Clav's advice is, well, I don't know if this is advice, but this is what he does himself. That you need to just take drugs and be under the influence of alcohol, right? You just need to do drugs and drink alcohol so you can perform, so you can do your stuff. It's interesting that he said he did it for his... He said he did it for his, like his job or something, or his career, or his whatever, but it seems like his career is just like kind of live streaming, partying with women. So like, you seem to have a career where it's just like, how is this productive? It seems like your entire career is just live streaming, like dancing with women and like getting with women, and being drunk and doing drugs around women. So I guess it's okay as long as you're like live streaming it. Because he would say if you're not live streaming it, then that's just that's like the craziest thing ever. You're just jester maxing. You need to live stream it
recreationally for the most part, and I know that would a whole nother huge philosophical argument, but just for the purpose of this interview, that would be like one example where it kind of makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But I don't really think that people should be drinking and doing drugs recreationally for the most part.
Okay, so don't do it recreationally for the most part, but he does it recreationally. It just so happens that him drinking and doing drugs recreationally is actually what he does for a profession.
And I know that would appear super hypocritical because I do it a good amount. It's just something that I utilize for my work,
yeah, it just so happens that his work,
my content, because
his work and his content is actually just recreational drug use and alcohol use with women.
I can't,
at least from this interview, is what it seems like,
really like function around people too well.
He says he can't,
or be super entertaining in my sober state.
Man, if you can't function well or be super entertaining in your sober state, my dude, you might want to look at that. That might be something you might want to look at. Instead of just take things to like temporarily fix that, you might want to look at maybe there's something underlying there which you can fix about yourself. Maybe there's something that you can do there. Maybe you can become entertaining and be good around people without drinking alcohol and doing drugs. Maybe drinking drugs, but I'm sure he does that too. I'm sure I know that's wild. That's a wild concept. It's a wild concept to think that maybe, just maybe, potentially you could be entertaining and fun to be around and get along with women and people soberly without doing drugs and drinking. I know. It's kind of a long shot. It's kind of out there. It's kind of out there. It's kind of far-fetched. I'm kind of grasping at straws here is what they would say. But just a thought. Just a thought. Man.
What drugs do you find help you the most?
Pregabalin, stimulants.
Pregabalin? What's pregabalin?
I'd say.
Yes.
Stimulants.
So just drugs that keep you up, basically. Make it easier to talk to people and do your job.
Pregabalin's a little different. It blocks certain neurotransmitters that are excitatory, right? So your glutamate, and that causes social anxiety, right? By blocking that neurotransmitter while the drugs have...
He's on... Holy shit. He's on... What is it? Pregabalin? What the hell is he talking about?
And do your job.
Pregabalin's a little different.
Pregabalin? Pregabalin, sold under the name Lyrica, is an anticonvulsant and analgesic. Oh my God, I don't know. Treat epilepsy? He takes an anticonvulsant? He takes an anticonvulsant? What? Oh, pregabalin is also prescribed for anxiety disorders. Holy shit. So he's on pregabalin right now. He's on an anticonvulsant right now. Sitting in this interview, he's on an anticonvulsant. So he doesn't convulse. So he doesn't have anxiety while he's doing this interview.
And do your job.
Pregabalin's a little different. It blocks certain neurotransmitters that are excitatory.
As if that's a bad thing. Your neurotransmitters are, your body works for, your body kind of works. It's worked for thousands of years, right? Your body kind of knows what it's doing. It's like intelligent. It kind of does things for a reason. You kind of have neurotransmitters for a reason. You kind of feel social anxiety for a reason, you know?
Right? So your glutamate, and that causes social anxiety, right?
Not good. Not good. I don't like the social anxiety. Give me something. Give me something.
By blocking that neurotransmitter while the drug's half-life is active, now you're like in a low inhibition state for, you know, the 6 to 8 hours.
You don't got to talk about this if you don't want, but have you ever used like methamphetamine?
Yeah, no, I've used methamphetamine. Do you know what Adderall is?
Pretty close chemically to meth.
Right, yeah, so it's dexamphetamine. I was just taking dextromethamphetamine.
You think meth kind of gets a bad rap?
No, I don't. Okay. I don't at all, because it's different isomers that are...
Try to get him with that one.
Are cooked up by like literal biker gang retards, not actual pharmacies that are like, you know, giving you like a Desoxyn script. So it's totally different. Like people just smoking like street meth is like, that's horrible. And I don't really think that anyone should use stimulants ever, but there's a difference between...
Marshall, body works until it doesn't. Then you're cooked and need to take pharma until you're able to supposed to solve it. Aloe, you sound like you're defending. Aloe knows some things about pharmaceuticals. I think she's on some pills. Are you? Are you? You sound like you're defending medications here. The body works until it doesn't? I mean, I guess. But I mean, his body works. His body works. We're not talking about a 60-year-old person whose body doesn't work anymore. You know? Also, your body works until it doesn't. A big part of your body not working eventually is all the choices that you made. You know? In regards to diet, in regards to your habits, your working out, etc., your whether you use substances, all these things. So you know, your body is supposed to work for a long time. It's not just some excuse like, oh, my body doesn't work. I need to take meds. You know? Okay, no, just explaining. Okay. Yeah, he's not right in the head. Yeah, he doesn't seem that well in the head. He gets women around him though. I mean, yeah, he gets women, but like, bro, the women ain't everything, bro. Women ain't everything. He gets women around him, yeah. He gets women around him. He has to do drugs and drink alcohol to do it, and do steroids to do it, and be on an anticonvulsant to do it. And he has to hammer his jawbone to do it. He has to put lip balm on every 15 minutes to do it. You know, at a certain point, it's like, and he's getting women that are like garbage women, you know? These are like the modern women. You know, these are not the women that you want. So, not ideal. Not ideal. We're talking about ROI? I don't know, bro.
Like the meth that people think about from like Breaking Bad and actual like prescription.
He has to do meth.
Desoxin.
So if you did have the Heisenberg 99.8% pure, you think that it would come with less adverse effects than what you say is retard biker myth?
Yeah, I mean, but it's just about dosing at the end of the day, because there's a lot of dopamine toxicity that you could get because of how easy it is to abuse the drug. It's super addictive, and there's no doctor controlling the amount that's prescribed to you because you're buying it from drug dealers, obviously.
Yeah.
So
What do we think, guys? What do we think? Should we end it? Should we end it here? Huh? It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. What did you just say?
Because of how easy it is to abuse the drug. It's super addictive, and there's no doctor controlling the amount that's prescribed to you because you're buying it from drug dealers, obviously.
Yeah.
So people aren't able to control.
Bro talks about cortisol spikes that he chemically suppresses. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. This dude's crazy. Clavicular has most likely been staring at a screen for most of his life. His brain doesn't work well. He sounds robotic. He's watched too much porn. Dude's downward spiral maxing. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's not as well as people think I don't think anybody really thinks he's well, except for probably the subhumans. Subhumans, the true cells, the saint tiers. Obviously, they look up to him as a god, but you know, just because he gets women, but like they don't see that all the things he has to do just to get, you know, these garbage women. And he's basically just wrecking himself in the process. But, you know, at least he gets women. At least he gets women, you know.
Control their dose protocol. They're doing hundreds of milligrams sometimes and causing a fuck ton of neurotoxicity. That's why I think meth is something that should never really be done. I just share my experiences because I stream so much that if I tried to hide anything, it would just come out anyway. I began blowing up on social media.
That's true, though. He said if I try to hide anything, it'll just come out anyway. That's true. That's true. You can't hide anything nowadays, especially if you're online. If you have like an online persona or personality or whatever, you just don't hide things because, you know, when it comes out, you'll just look bad. So might as well just tell everything.
And I wanted to ascend in a very short time frame, so I was meth maxing to lean out as much as possible in a short duration of time.
What was your preferred meth?
He was meth maxing. Jesus Christ.
Dosage when you're meth maxing?
Usually around like 10 milligrams.
Would that be like a line?
Well, yeah, more or less, or you could take it orally. But like when people hear like methamphetamine, they assume it's like a guy smoking out of a pipe. But 10 milligrams of methamphetamine is quite similar to the average Adderall prescription.
It kind of reminds me of that conversation about like lean versus heroin, how it was normalized to like sip lean, but then it was, you know, people would get shade thrown at them for doing Oxycontin or heroin, but it's so chemically similar. So
yeah.
Kind of same thing with Adderall and meth.
Well, yeah,
right?
no, what I'm doing is really not trying to like justify my usage or anything, because I stopped doing it. Like it's quite terrible, but that nuance was never something that was included in the headlines, because like meth maxing sounds so funny that it's like a headline. It was a lot different than people really could imagine.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
All right, maybe we should stop there. We did half of it. I can't keep going because it's already been 2.5 hours. So, but yeah, he's meth maxing. Anticonvulsant maxing. Everything maxing, bro. I don't know, dude. Clavicular's just, this shit is nuts. But yeah, this was funny. This was funny. This was a good one. This was funny. But yeah. I'll probably hop on tomorrow too. Watch the last 10 minutes. Yeah, well, we might do that tomorrow. I don't know if we'll watch the rest of it, but we'll watch the last 10 minutes. But yeah, I'll probably hop on tomorrow since I have nothing else going on. So, yeah. Hope you guys have a good night. And I'll see you tomorrow. It was a good time. It was a good time. Good time hanging out. All right. Peace.